I don't think that the right way to say it is that I'll forget it. I just don't know if I'll continue to listen to it.
Oh, wow, I didn't expect that. All right. Well, pause for a moment. Let's let the listeners know what happened.
Okay.
Although there was a lot of hoopla surrounding when it would come out, if it come out, and then when it finally did come out, there was even more hoopla.
Hmm. Lots of
We
hoopla.
do we do have Vultures 1.
Yep.
And for those who don't know, that is an independent project, which we'll get to in a minute, put out by Kanye West, Ty Dolla Sign,
Yes.
which apparently my co-host doesn't know if she'll keep listening to. Talk about it.
Some of it was cool. Some of it, if I heard it out, if I heard it, in the car or, at a party or something, let me be honest, I danced along. I was listening to it while I was working and I was sitting at my desk and I was dancing
You,
along
you
to some
said you
of
were
the
listening to it while you were twerking?
songs. No. Although those records do exist on this album.
Yes, they do.
I don't know. I don't know. I would really have to go through it and pick out the ones I like
Okay.
in order to replay it. There's certain things that I don't want to hear again. Like I took thorough notes.
No,
Well, you tell me first what you
you
thought
gotta
of
do
it.
like you gotta do like you gotta go like the guy online and go, come here.
Well, normally it's me to lean in, right? But yes, he does go come, and then we
Jordan the Stallion.
right, exactly.
Shout out to Jordan the Stallion. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what I think about it. Come here.
That's my favorite part. That is always my favorite part because he's like, "Come,
He's like, and
come
there's no way
listen."
I would know that, right? No way I would know that. I don't have a notebook near me, but he'd be like, 1 pound of sugar. Uh, let the dough sit for 24 hours. Then you're gonna stir it. You want to stir it in slow motion. Stir for 2 minutes. Add salt, pepper, cayenne pepper, oregano, parsley. Stir that for another 30 seconds. Put an oven on 350 for 45 minutes and enjoy.
And don't piss him off, okay?
Right.
Because then he's
He'll,
really
he'll
reading the
tell you the
recipes.
recipe to this show right now if we make him mad.
He'd be like, I went to Chick-fil-A and the cashier
Yep.
was rude. And I
It
didn't
only takes for them to
understand.
mess up one time.
He'd be
And he'd
like,
be like,
here's the recipe for Polynesian sauce.
what? Like, word, what?
Meanwhile,
Even
everybody
know
writing it down. Let me make my
saving the
Polynesian sauce at
video.
home.
Love it.
So funny. But yes, I have notes, but I would
Hit
like
it.
to hear your initial thoughts first. I want to know initially, what do you think the replay value is? Did you like it? What's up?
Well, I asked you, and you said you don't know, and then threw it back to me. I know.
Mhm.
Uh, I don't have an I don't know stance. I think this will get replayed. I think this will get some Grammy nominations. I can see this. I don't know which song. I guess we'll see.
Mhm.
But I could totally see at least one of these songs getting nominated for, I always mess up the category, Best Melodic Rap Performance, I think it's called.
Mhm.
I could totally see one of these songs getting nominated for that because that's what most of these songs are. So I could see that if one of the singles did really well, it would get a Grammy nom.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'd win the Grammy. It's too early in the year. I mean, it's February, but I can see that. I could see it getting a Grammy nomination for one of the songs.
Mhm.
Um, Totally. I see you in your mug. I like it. You know what I mean? We all got our stuff today. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Get your merch. You know what I'm saying? Sexual intellectual merch. Hardly minding my business merch. Holler at us.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I think the production was stellar.
Mhm.
Um, I think most of the beats are super fly.
The
There's some
beats were
weird ones
great.
in there. There's some weird ones in there.
Oh,
But most of the production, huh?
we're gonna talk about weird.
Yeah.
The beats, I like the beats too. I thought the beats were great, and I didn't expect anything less from Kanye and Ty Dolla Sign. I would have been surprised if the beats weren't good.
I think Kanye really put his foot in the ass of these beats. I know he did not produce them all, but I know Kanye and he has some kind of arrangement or, suggestive um hand in it.
You
And
can hear it.
truly, it's okay. I truly enjoyed the production side of this project.
Yeah, that's good.
Beats were bumping, banging, super dope.
They were great. It sound to me, what I was gonna say before was it sounds like Kanye. Though it's the type of beats where, okay, maybe he wasn't the primary producer on it, but like you said, there's certain songs that you hear and you can tell who made it, and this felt very much like that. It felt like I could hear Kanye before I heard Kanye on the track,
Right.
and I like that. I like that. I enjoy that sort of signature sound
Okay.
that we get from certain people. I don't want every track to sound the same, but I don't think they do. I just think that
No.
sometimes you can hear the extra sauce from that person. It's like, even if it's something that's, a sound that's like lives underneath the main things you hear, it's like it's almost like I said, it's almost like a signature, but
Okay.
almost like they put a exclamation point on the end of it. You can just tell. So I did enjoy the beats as well. The actual songs, some of them were a bit strange for me, and that's why I said, let me, please, let's give our initial thoughts before I just start diving in on specific songs.
How many times you listen to it?
Twice.
Okay, same. Um, I think Ty Dolla Sign showed up.
Mm-hmm.
I think the features, who I had to go find the credits, the real credits, to find out who the features were.
Couldn't figure
But
it
I
out.
think the features showed up. I think Freddie Gibbs easily has the best verse on this project.
Okay.
That was the one song that I heard and was like, who is that?
Mm-hmm.
They are bodying this. And I had some guesses, but I didn't 100% know who it was.
Which song is
S-
that? Do you know which song it was?
no, but I have the real credits saved in case we had one of these moments.
I kept checking the credits and it kept saying Ty Dolla Sign and Kanye West. I said, oh, okay.
Yeah, I had to go find the real credits because it was fake news. You know what I'm saying? It was alternative facts.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really frustrating, actually.
Back to Me is featuring Freddie Gibbs.
Oh, I wrote something down about Back to Me. Oh, oh, Back to Me. Beautiful, big titty, butt naked. That's the one. I believe the line is beautiful, big titty, butt naked. Don't just fall out the sky.
Butt naked women.
Butt naked women don't just fall out the
Beautiful big titty.
sky. And at one point, he says they so valuable.
Yes, that's the song. Beautiful big titty, butt naked women just don't fall out the sky, you know.
Right. Fascinating stuff. Freddie Gibbs was great on it, though.
Bodied it.
Yeah, did. I didn't know who it was, but yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how I felt when it first came on. I was like, oh, okay, all right, I like this. And then the hook came, and I was like, what's happening? I was a
I
little.
mean, when the song starts, that's what it starts with. And
Oh,
I
well, then
think that's Pete Davidson, by the way.
I could. Really?
I could be wrong, but I think this original.
I fell in love with you. We fell in love with you.
You think that's Pete Davidson?
I think so. It sound like him. I can't prove it yet, but sound like him.
Oh, what he really sounds like. But interesting. Fascinating stuff. But yeah,
Yes.
it's a fun song.
Well, I
And,
just was saying,
and Freddie Gibbs
I
did.
think immaculate. Freddie Gibbs showed up. He wowed out on that verse, and it was great.
It was cool, yeah.
I loved his verse. He went off.
Yeah. He did his thing. Like I said,
Um,
I was looking for it. I immediately, um, when he came on, I immediately started looking for the same thing you did. I started looking to see who it was, but I couldn't find it, and I didn't have time to go very far. So I looked at the credits and realized the only credits that existed was Kanye and Ty Dolla $ign.
yep,
So I was there trying to figure out voices, but yes, that was an interesting song. It was surprising. I guess it just caught me off guard,
yep. And I can see why.
because it just don't fall out the sky.
You didn't search high and low.
No, didn't search high enough.
All right, let me just finish my last thought and then we could go to you because I don't have a lot more to say.
Okay.
I think the project is a smooth listen for the most part
Mhm.
because of the beats and because Ty Dolla $ign shows up most of the songs. Most of the songs, it's like, man, Ty Dolla $ign did a lot of the work here. There's not a lot for you to do,
Mhm.
which leads to my next piece.
Okay.
I don't know if Kanye and his good ghostwriters are beefing. I don't know if Kanye no longer speaks to the ghostwriters who have given him the good music, pun intended. But Kanye didn't really show up lyrically or performance wise on this project.
Mhm.
Uh, wasn't really a lot of hard verses. I don't have a memorable verse from Kanye on this project. There's
Mhm.
no verse that I'm like, oh yeah, Kanye 100% bodied this. He just kind of talking shit on every song, whether he's singing it or rapping it. Which leads to my last point. Niggas will try to hit high notes even if they just straight up can't sing. I'm really confused by that because Ty Dolla song can sing his ass off. Why would you? Okay, this is what I'm saying here. Ty Dolla Sign, Ty Dolla, Ty Dolla Sign can sing and does well this project.
Mhm.
Which means when you come and try to hit a high note you can't hit, it
Mhm.
stands out even more to those of us who are musically inclined. I wouldn't think someone as smart as Kanye, someone as musically inclined as Kanye would hear what we're hearing and still leaving those how I word this, those unaccomplished high notes. Those high notes that were not executed well,
Mhm.
especially as meticulous as we know he is when it comes to the way the music sounds.
Mhm.
But I guess the flip side is niggas have egos and they care more about that sometimes. But I'm not saying Kanye can't sing at all. He's all right. He's no Mariah Carey. But if Drake and J. Cole and the rest of them can harmonize, so can Kanye. I don't have a problem with that. But when you're trying to hit the high notes and sound like Alicia Keys unedited at the Super Bowl, it's not a good look, player. So yeah, I would have preferred less of the high note attempts, staying more in his vocal range. I would have liked to hear Kanye say some real shit. A lot of what Kanye said was just shit talking and nigga shit. One, nothing really super fly, super impressive. I don't think any of this was Kanye's best vocal performance, period, whether that's rapping or singing. And I think,
Mhm.
being honest, and then after this I'll shut up, I don't think he came to do that. I don't think Kanye attempted to do his best writing, his best flows, his best singing. I think Kanye was like, I have super dope beats and Ty Dolla $ign, this shit is hard. It
Mhm.
don't matter what I do. So I'ma just do whatever.
Okay.
But I mean, I'll listen to it a third and fourth time. I would put it on in the speakers while I'm cleaning the crib
Mhm.
because those beats are so good. And it's just, a lot of them make you want to move.
They
Even
do.
if they are
I
talking,
said they do make you want to move.
yeah, even when they're talking about butt naked, big titty bitches not falling out the sky.
Yes, they do that. But
Take it away.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely an album that you want to put on when you want to have some fun, you want to have a good time. That was clear to me. Like I said, many of the songs I was dancing along. You kind of get lost. I was working, so I kind of get lost in it sometimes, and I'm just, moving in my seat or whatever. I thought that was cool. I'm never mad at that when I turn something on for the first time and I'm already, it's got my body.
Vibing.
Yes. So they definitely created a vibe. There were some tracks that were weird to me, like the sound, like not necessarily the beat, but like Carnival was a little strange for me. I didn't really know what was going on there. It just sounded like chaos to me.
Hold on. Let me pull it up. Let me pull up Carnival.
I'm sure it's for someone. It's just not for me. What was supposed to happen there? It was strange. Beg Forgiveness was another strange one. Well, I knew it was a Chris Brown feature. That was the only voice I recognized outside of Ye and Ty Dolla. But that part of it is fine. But then it keeps going, and I'm like, I don't really know what's happening here. And it kind of took me back to Carnival, and I was like, what happened at this point in
That
the
was funny.
album where what exactly was this, like the experiment hour? And then y'all were like, it actually came out good. Let's put these on
Yes.
the album.
Yes.
That was those two songs were very weird to me. And I was like, maybe it's great for someone else, but it's just not for me. Those are not songs that I will go back to because I'm like,
You could tell, in addition to that, I'm in agreement with that. You could tell some of the songs were like him getting in his 808 and Heartbreak bag, and
yeah.
even his Yeezus bag. Two projects I'm not a fan of.
I don't know if I ever listened to you this. Obviously I know 808s and Heartbreaks, but
Yeah.
I don't know
But
if I ever
continue.
listened to Jesus. Yeah, so that was a little bit weird for me. I was like, oh, okay, happening here, but good luck to everybody else in their future endeavors. I just don't think that for me it's a go. Um, oh, the one with the juvenile beat. I like that.
It
I
was a
like
good
that.
flip. Very good flip.
I like that. It was fun. It was fun. The beginning of the album, as soon as you start the album, it's actually really interesting to me because when I started the album, I was like, "Wow, this feels this is like a very somber vibe." That first song that you hear, that intro, it feels very somber. You're like, "Oh, okay, so there's a vibe that you're getting as soon as you turn it on." But what's really interesting to me is that that's not necessarily the vibe that you get once you really get into it.
Agreed.
Which I don't know. To me, that was actually really interesting because I felt like it was almost like, this is going to be a weird analogy, but it was almost like walking into a speakeasy. It was like you're in the front room. I don't know. You're in the aquarium or whatever. You're in the pet store. That's a bad one. You're in the music shop. Better one. You're in the music
Definitely
shop
better.
and you're looking around at the guitars on the wall and you're looking around at different things. You don't see anybody at the counter. And then there's this door and you go through the door and that's where the real vibe is. That's where the real party is. That's where the fun is. That's where the drinks are. That's where the bar is. That's what this felt like.
That was a
Felt
great
like
analogy. Except the
Thank
pet
you.
shop.
I don't know where I was going with that, but yes, I feel like you kind of had to step into it a little bit. And once you got there, you were like, "Oh, this is fun. Love this." So yeah, it was fun. The reason I say that I don't know if I'll listen to it again, I guess that I just need to listen to it maybe once more just to see if I was listening to it while I was working. So I want to know how I feel about it when I'm not working, when I'm actually maybe relaxing,
Right.
or I'm just like I want to listen to music.
Right.
Um, that's why I say I don't know, because you know by the time I start getting into my work and the music is I'm listening to it, but it's still
Very
in the
different vibe.
background. It's a different vibe. So because here I am saying all these positive things about it, but that was my reasoning, is that I heard it in a very specific type of setting, and obviously that's not the only time I'm going to be listening to music or listening to this particular album. So I'd like to listen to it again and, make a fair assessment after that. But I felt for the most part it was something that was fun and something that you could vibe to. You could have friends over and play it. And,
Absolutely.
I think anything that involves like having fun, having drinks, going out, you want to dance or whatever, I feel like this is a perfect album. They created something well together. I like what they did together. Um, as far as lyrically goes with Kanye, I see where you're going with that. Um, but again, I didn't pay as much attention to the lyrics as I would normally do if I was just like, okay, let me turn this on and really listen to this, give this a deep listen. So
Gotcha.
for me, that's why I'm like, everything that I heard was more like, oh, this is fun. This very much reminds me of being out and, having a good time, listening to good music, no pun intended, and, vibes. And we like vibes.
Yep.
And then there were those weird songs. I also wanted to ask, do you think, I'm surprised. I meant to Google it, but I was wondering how Balenciaga felt about being mentioned alongside R. Kelly's name.
He don't give a fuck.
No, I didn't say he cares. Who?
I
Wait,
know. Kanye don't care.
oh, I didn't think that Kanye did care.
Yeah, I don't know how they feel, but I
I'm
was like,
curious
oh,
because I thought,
Kanye was wild for that one.
yeah, and I think, I actually think Kanye's friends with the guy, the creative director over there. But
That's what he said on Drink Champs.
yeah, Olivier. Um, yeah, I was just curious about that. I was like, oof. Now, how Balenciaga get in it?
They
It's the
gave
R.
Kanye a
Kelly.
mic.
Oh my gosh. And I forgot he said that line about him not being an anti-Semite. I forgot about that line. We don't have to go down. He said that. And I was like, oh, I know this song. I don't think it really occurred to me until I heard that line. Okay, yep. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so not a bad album at all. Definitely say anybody who's looking for something upbeat should check it out.
Yeah.
And
If you need something to play at the kickback,
perfect for the kickback. Yeah, perfect for the kickback. Make some jungle juice. I don't know. Do people still make? Doesn't matter. Anyway, let's let's move on.
let's
Um,
move on. Well, are you done with your review?
I think that's my review. I'm trying to look and see if there was anything else. Oh, I think my favorite song was, or maybe, yes, okay. I don't know if I should call it my favorite song, but one song that stood out to me, and then this is the last song that I'll point out, is Paid. I thought Paid was really good. I liked it, but
I don't know them by name. Hold on, let me.
it's the one where Kanye doesn't sound like Kanye. I mean, I know it's him because you know what Kanye sounds like, but he sounds like, it reminds me of, is it Young Thug? I couldn't remember who he was.
Oh, it's probably because Young Thug is on the record.
Is that Young Thug? So that's not Kanye. Okay, I don't like the fact
Hold
that
on, let me
who's on.
spectacle.
I knew I heard Young Thug.
Oh no, there's no feature on Page.
Yeah, then it's almost like he's mimicking his flow.
AG is on Do It. Quavo's on Paperwork.
I had no idea.
Buck Something is Playboy Cardi and Travis Scott. Vultures is Bump J and Little Durk. Carnival is Playboy Cardi and Rich the Kid.
Wasn't asking. Just a little funny.
And we already said Chris Brown is on the one song.
Wasn't asking about that one either.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I thought Paid was cool, but he's mimicking a flow that isn't typical of him.
Got you.
And I think that's why I was like, oh, he actually didn't do a bad job at this. I think I'm okay with this, and I think I would listen to this again.
Sweet.
So yeah,
You know, neither one of us said anything about Miss Westy,
because we've talked about it.
and there really isn't much to say, right?
It didn't feel like it belonged, and that's fine. If you wanted to make a song with your daughter and put it on your album, okay. But to me, it didn't, within the body of work, doesn't really fit.
I think like a lot of songs on the project, thank Ty Dolla Sign for saving this record.
Yeah. I truly think that song should have been released as a Lucy. I don't think that song should have been released as part of the album. But it's not a knock at Northwest at all. I think she
No,
sounds cute, and I think the song is fun. I think she's gone viral on TikTok. You know what I mean? Like
she did her job.
she did what she came to do, and I am not mad at her at all. I just think that I just don't, in the grand scheme of things, now that I've heard the album, I don't really think it needed to be there.